Konnichiwa minna. Hello everybody. In this video, I'm going to be showcasing a 2019 World Championship deck. So if you guys would like to see more of these types of videos from me, definitely subscribe down below. So let's get started. I will be showcasing in this video a Reshiram and Charizard Tag Team GX deck. So yeah, starting off with the Pokemon. 4 copies of Jirachi. For its ability Stellar Wish, once during your turn before you attack, if this Pokemon is in the active position, you may look at the top 5 cards of your deck to reveal a trainer card you find there and put it into your hand, then shuffle the other cards back into your deck, and this Pokemon is now asleep. Really amazing card back in the day, because you could search for trainers, you could search for supporters, you could search for stadium cards because they are all classified as trainer cards. So really amazing card. 1 copy of Heatran GX. For its ability Burning Road, once during your turn, when this Pokemon moves from the bench to the active, you may move any number of fire energy from other Pokemon to this Pokemon. And then Steaming Stomp for 130 for 2 fire and a colorless. And then Hot Burn GX for 1 fire for 50 times. This attack does 50 damage times the amount of fire energy attached to this Pokemon. Really amazing card. And then 2 copies of the MVP of this deck. Reshiram and Charizard Tag Team GX. There you go. So, like its first attack, Outrage, for a fire and a colorless for 30 plus. This attack does 10 more damage for each damage counter on this Pokemon. What does that sound like? That sounds like Zekrom and Reshiram from Black and White. So that's really cool that they use the same attack for the Tag Team GX. Flare Strike for 230 damage. For 3 fire and a colorless energy, this attack cannot use... This Pokemon cannot use this attack during their next turn. And Double Blaze GX for 200 plus for 3 fire plus. If this Pokemon has at least 3 extra fire energy attached to it, in addition to its attack cost, this attack does 100 more damage, and this attack isn't affected by any effects of your opponent's active Pokemon. So really awesome, but you're definitely going to be using it for the Outrage and the Flare Strike. 1 copy of Victini Prism Star for the recovery for like Infinity for 20 times for 2 fire. This attack does 20 damage for each basic energy card attached to your discard pile. That's in your discard pile. Then shuffle those cards back into your deck. So really good recovery card because you're going to be discarding a lot of fire energy. Yeah. And it's also a really strong attack too. So really good end game sweeper, I would say. 1 copy of Tortonator for the attack Explosive Jet for 50 times for 3 fire energy. Discard any amount of fire energy from your Pokemon. This attack does 50 damage for each card you discarded this way. So, like, the energy that you have to discard for this attack, it doesn't have to be on this Pokemon. It could be any of the Pokemon that's on your bench. So, really good. And then 2 copies of Vulpix and 2 copies of Ninetales. So, for its ability, 9 Temptations. Once during your turn before you attack, you may discard 2 fire energy cards from your hand. If you do, switch one of your opponent's bench Pokemon with one from their active, and then Flametail for 90 for a DCE and a fire. So basically you're going to be using it for its ability to switch your opponent's active Pokemon with one from their bench. So kind of like bosses, but as a Pokemon, which is really cool. And then 3 copies of probably one of the most expensive cards back in the day, which is your Dedenne GX. It is basically like your Shaman from Roaring Skies. It is also like Crobat V as well from, I think, Darkness Ablaze. So when you play this Pokemon from your hand onto your bench, you draw until you have 6 cards in your hand. Really, really amazing card because drawing cards is good. And also this card, like I said before, was very expensive back in the day. I think this card was from Team Up. And so basically, the Pokemon Company reprinted this card in the first Trainer's Toolkit, which is awesome. So that is all the Pokemon. Next, I will be going to the Stadium cards because there's not many of them. So 1 copy of Heat Factory, a Prism Stadium card. Once during each player's turn, that player may discard a fire energy from their hand. If they do, draw 3 cards. Really good. Whenever a player plays a item or supporter card from their hand, prevent all effects from that card done to this Stadium card. Really, really amazing card because I think the most popular Stadium card back in the day, I think, was Chaotic Swells. I think that was the big Stadium card back in the day, but definitely leave it down in the comment section down below. So that's a good counter for that Stadium card. 3 copies of Giant Hearth. Once during each player's turn, that player may discard a card from their hand. If they do, that player searches their deck for 2 fire energy cards, reveal them, put them into their hand, and that player shuffles their deck. Really good to get more fire energy into your hand. That way you can use Reshiram and Charizard, Tag Team GX. You can use it for your Tortonator, your Heatran, so really good. So that is all the Stadium cards. Now we're going to be going into the supporters, which there are not many of. So 4 copies of probably the most busted supporter back in the 2019 time period was Welder. So I'll bring it up closer so you guys can see how broken this card was back in the day. So for Welder. And I will tell you why this card was insanely broken. Attach up to 2 fire energy cards from your hand to one of your Pokemon. Then you draw 3 cards. Insane, insane card. So you can use it with your, if I can find him. Sorry guys, there we go. Right in front of my face. Reshiram and Charizard. Amazing. So that is all the supporter cards for this deck. Now going on with the trainers, which there are a lot of them. 2 copies of Escape Board. The retreat cost of the Pokemon this card is attached to is 1 less, and it can retreat even if it's asleep or paralyzed. So really, really good card to attach to your Jirachi because you can use its ability, Stellar Wish, to put it to sleep and then search for a trainer card. So it's really good to attach it to your Jirachi. And then you can retreat it and promote something else. So, really, really good card. That's basically what you're going to be using this card for, is for your Jirachi. 3 copies of Pokemon Communication. Basically, you get to take a Pokemon from your hand and put it into your deck, and then you get to search your deck for another Pokemon and add to your hand. So you can get rid of a Pokemon in your hand that you don't need and then you could search your deck for a Pokemon that you do need. So, very good. Three copies of Switch, because you need it for your Charizard for that nasty retreat cost of 3, Heatran for that nasty retreat cost of 3. You can also use it for your Jirachi as well. And also your Tortonator as well. Also has a nasty retreat cost of 3. So you need Switch. Switch is amazing. Yeah, Switch is good. And then 4 copies of Cherish Ball to search your deck for a Pokemon GX, reveal it, put it into your hand, and shuffle your deck. Amazing, amazing card. You need 4 copies of this card because you need it for your Heatran. You can use it for your Dedenne if you need to draw more cards. And then, of course, your Charizard and Reshiram GX Tag Team. So, really amazing card. You need that. 1 copy of Fiery Flint. You may play this card only if you discard 2 other cards from your hand. Search your deck for up to 4 energy cards, reveal them, put them into your hand, shuffle your deck. Really good to get out more fire energy. 1 Pal Pad to get a supporter card from your discard pile and put it into your hand. So basically the only supporter card you're going to be searching for is the Broken Welder. So, because that's the only supporter card this deck runs. And then the last trainer card in this deck is 4 copies of Acro Bike. You get to look at the top 2 cards of your deck. 1 goes to the hand, the other gets discarded. Really good. You could look at the top 2, get a card that you need, and discard the card that you don't really need or it's not going to benefit you. So that's that. So that is all the trainer cards. Now on to the energy. Ichi, Ni, San, Young, Go, Roku, Nana, Hachi, Q, Ju, Juichi, Ju-Ni, Ju-San, Ju-Young, Ju-Go, Ju-Roku, Ju-Nana, Ju-Hachi. So 18 fire energy because you discard a lot of energy. So you're going to be needing it for your Tortonator. You're going to be needing it for your Ninetales. Yeah. And then once you have a lot of fire energy in the discard pile, you can hit hard with Victini. Yeah. So a lot of really strong hitters in this deck. And then, of course, your Reshiram and Charizard. Definitely for sure. So, yeah, lots of fire, which makes sense. So, yeah, guys, I hope you guys enjoy this deck showcase video. I guess we'll put the Charizard and Reshiram in the front because he's the star. So, yeah, guys, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Please leave a comment, like, and subscribe, and let me know what you guys think about this deck down below. I really do love this deck. Super fun to play. You can't go wrong with Charizard and Reshiram. So, yeah. Amazing, amazing card. I think from Unbroken Bonds. I think. So, yeah, guys, I will see y'all next time. Matane!